Hello students, this lesson is a language lesson and it is about grammar, specifically having to do with pronouns. This is not something that you've been tested on before, so the material might be a little bit new. Here are our words to know. In order to be successful on this lesson, we need to know what pronouns are, and we also need to know what a noun is. Starting off with the word pronoun. A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. And we'll talk about some examples of this already, but you are familiar with pronouns. You use them all the time. So a word that takes the place of a noun. We've talked about nouns a lot before. A noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. Make sure that you have both of these definitions. When you're ready to move on, let's brainstorm some possible pronouns using a circle map because we're brainstorming. So I'm going to create my circle map and I'm going to put pronouns in the center circle. And then I will draw my outer circle. All right, now that I've got my circle map, it's time to think of some different pronouns, words that would stand in the place of nouns. If, for example, I gave the sentence, Tony watered the plants, I would think of a word that I could substitute for the name Tony. For example, I could say, he watered the plants. I could also say that they are his plants instead of saying that they are Tony's plants. The pronoun he stands in place of Tony, and the his stands in place of Tony's. Similarly, I could say she and her if I were saying that they were Yvonne's plants instead of Tony's. I could say that Louisa and Mark are going to the movies. I could replace those nouns with the pronoun they are going to the movies. Thinking about that, I could also say we are going to Louisa and Tony's house. That would be like saying we are going to their house. The pronoun their stands in place of Louisa and Tony. Thinking about other pronouns, I could say, for example, we are going to the movies to stand for me and someone else, or me. The list goes on and on and on. There are lots of different pronouns that we can use. I can also say it to stand for an object. See if you can think of another couple pronouns that you can add to your thinking map. Then resume and we'll keep going with our practice. Let's take a look now at our practice. In this type of practice, we're asked to select the correct word to complete each sentence. When I have practice problems like this, I like to read the sentence with both options to see which one sounds better or makes better sense. Let's try it out. I waited to receive a letter from the college to see if they would admit me, or I waited to receive a letter from the college to see if them would admit me. The word that we're looking to replace with the pronoun is the college. The college becomes they, to see if they would admit me. Our next one. I felt dejected when my friends didn't invite me to go to the movie with they, or didn't invite me to go to the movie with them. The pronoun we need to use to replace the noun is my friends, and I think it makes more sense to say them. A lot of these, it's just a matter of what sounds right in your head, and the more you practice, the more what sounds right will be the correct answer. Let's see if you can do the next three on your own. When we talk to infants, we exaggerate the vowels and make they as distinct from each other as possible, or when we talk to infants, we exaggerate the vowels and make them as distinct from each other as possible. Which one is correct in this sentence? Next step. The trigonometry students were jubilant when the professor told everyone had passed the course, or the trigonometry students were jubilant when the professor told them everyone had passed the course. And finally, instead of helping me, they began to mock me when I fell off the ladder. Or, instead of helping me, them began to mock me when I fell off the ladder. Next one. We're going to circle the word that best completes each sentence. This time we're working with their, theirs, they, and theirs. Here we go. Parents must discipline their children. Parents must discipline theirs children. You know what? This isn't even a word. Anytime I see this as an option, I'm immediately going to get rid of it because it's not a real word in the English language. Parents must discipline they children. Parents must discipline theirs children. This one seems most correct. And I remember from class the other day that this is the possession form of their. So whose children? Their children. Next step. If you want your car to have tinted windows, please add $200 to the price. If yours want your car to have tinted windows, please add $200 to the price. If yours want your car to have tinted window, please add $200 to the price. If you want the car to have tinted windows, please add $200 to the price. It's pretty clear that this is my best option. And I knew that right from the beginning, but I always want to check my other options just in case I've missed something. You should do the same. Near the old well, there, a tractor that has a flat tire. There's a tractor that has a flat tire. Remember, this isn't a word. Get rid of this choice. They, a tractor that has a flat tire, or there's a tractor that has a flat tire. Next one. Her costume was a flamboyant yellow. Hers costume was a flamboyant yellow. Or she costume was a flamboyant yellow. And finally, Emily screamed, "There a mouse under my desk." There's a mouse under my desk. Check it out. Why are we getting rid of that? They a mouse under my desk, or there's a mouse under my desk. If you feel strong about your practice on this page, you're ready to prove that you've mastered this objective. Go ahead and flip it over and you'll see that we have 5 questions that look similar to what we just did. I'd like to take a moment and explain part of this second question, which uses the pronoun who. This type of whose with an apostrophe is a contraction for the 2-word phrase who is. And our next type of whose, which sounds the same but has a different meaning, is showing ownership, similar to how their. Whose house? Their house. All right? That will help you with the second question. Go ahead and complete those questions as well as this multiple choice question that models what you will see on the cap. Your goal is to get 5 or 6 of these correct to show that you've mastered this review. Thank you for participating. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's what today's secret item is. Our secret item for the treasure hunt is a miniature trophy because you are mastering what you are supposed to know. Thank you for participating today. Bye-bye.